The question we've been talking about this hour is how blockchain technology is going to impact the future of real estate. So how are you seeing it?
Yeah, it's my vision is not much different than the vision from the previous guests. Basically, what I think differently than, for example, what Michael mentioned is that I'm seeing an option for instant liquidity, though, instead of having sort of pink sheet type of market for the tokenized real estate. But this instant liquidity is going to come from services that are providing artificial intelligence combined with tokenization to provide valuations and instant buying as instant market makers that are going to provide instant buying, instant lending based on automated valuations on the assets. We are seeing that in the residential space right now. Companies like Opendoor, Zillow, which Zillow are not buying right now, but Opendoor are still buying actively based on the algorithms and data. So what I'm seeing, as future for real estate is that such automated buyers are gonna be the main source of liquidity, and they're gonna provide some sort of floor. So that at any given point of time you can liquidate the asset at this price, but you also could participate on secondary market like ATSs and even peer-to-peer transactions where you can liquidate your current asset.
Yeah, so if you want to liquidate it at value versus, hey, you need money tomorrow or in an hour for whatever, I don't know, maybe you got heart surgery, and then you just put it at a discount where you're obviously getting a much quicker transaction.
Exactly, but we're gonna see both options available, so people are gonna become more and more comfortable dealing with it because they know that they can liquidate at any given point of time. We're definitely gonna see much more liquidity for LPs, typically in both equity wise and debt wise. What we're building, by the way, in Reno is exactly something like this. We're automatically evaluating assets by using data, commercial properties, and we are using that in order to be able to offer instant loans for LPs, and even to replace banks and so on in future, because the tokenization itself has certain advantages, but also certain issues that need to be resolved in order to provide further liquidity down the road. And one of that is, if we're talking about more traditional deal setup, not the GP-LP relationship, we're having a bank that is restricting change of control. So we're not going to be able to change ownership without bank's approval. So we need to overcome that. Bank or current traditional lenders' approval are having those restrictions in place in pretty much every mortgage document.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's another evolution that'll it'll take some time to mature, or new banks or new banks come along that and new lending institutions come along that are geared towards that type of product. How do you see the use of creative smart contracts playing out in the tokenization of real estate?
What do you mean by creative smart contracts?
So I mean, you can put anything you want in these smart contracts, which can include, say you own a very unique piece of historic property in your town. It's been a rental property forever. I mean, you're retiring, kind of like downsizing, and you have to sell it. But you can actually put that in the smart contract that maybe you get 0.5% of the transaction every single time it's sold in perpetuity. Then that could go into a trust and provide for your family. What have you seen, or what are you seeing? And it doesn't even have to be for real estate, because there's a lot of comparisons just in the normal business world. But yeah, what are you seeing?
I got it. So basically, smart contracts are gonna allow people to structure deals that weren't possible today. And I mean, that what you said is a pretty good example. Right now, it's happening in the NFT world, where sponsors or the initial owners or creators are able to benefit in long term from the sale of the asset, the appreciation, and so on. So that could be incorporated in the smart contract, and easily they can, the initial creators or the owners that are putting the initial deal together could be really creative and create something that is unique on the market. I think that's the future. I think that smart contracts could be designed in a very, very unique ways that are going to allow people to benefit much more than that. We're going to see also, in my opinion, other yield farming solutions or staking solutions for, where people are buying tokenized real estate and they're able to stake it to increase the amount of return they're getting, in a sense. And we're going to see plenty of those down the road. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be surprised by very smart people jumping into that space and creating new models. Currently, I'm seeing huge development in that area, and I'm seeing a lot of people trying to figure out how to bridge DeFi space and the DeFi space and the traditional finance. So I think
it's a fast moving industry and market. I mean, AOL was king before Yahoo was king, and like then this Google company came along. So you just never know. Like for all we know, 15 years from now, like people will be just, thinking of Bitcoin like AOL. We don't know that. They definitely have a really good reputation today, and track record